All right, folks, welcome to Gaelic Park here in Chicago for our penultimate day's action here in the Chicago Championship. We've got 3 games for you today, folks. First of which is about to start right now. It's an intermediate match between the McBrides in white and green, and in red strip we've got the Parnells. It's the intermediate semi-final, and the winners of this match will play the Patriots in next Sunday's final, in the Chicago finals next Sunday. So, big game for both teams here today, especially the Parnells. Their seniors bowed out a little bit prematurely, I suppose you could say. But the intermediates are certainly very, very determined to get a result here today, and they've started very, very positively. And straight away, kick out there goes astray, and it's a goal chance, and it's in the back of the net. Straight away, 1-1 for the Parnells. Really well taken score there. And Carl Healy, the number 8, got the ball in the middle of the field and laid it off there to Rory Cunningham, and he made no mistake into the back of the net. And it's a really fast start for the Parnells here. And once again, the kick out goes astray, and it's gone back. Oh, and it's just outside the right hand upright there. And a really great chance for Garrett Devlin, the man from Tyrone, to put another goal on the board. But Owen Swan needs to get his kick-outs in order here for the McBrides, because he's had 2 misplaced ones. So he goes long this time. And once again, the Parnells fight for it around the middle, but the McBrides pick it up there. Michael Collins has it. He gives it outside to Adam Bennett. And long ball inside. And the McBrides come themselves looking for goal. And it's blocked. And the referee said it's a foot block. And it's going to be a penalty to the McBrides. And it looked like James O'Donnell was the man that was fouled. And oh no, he's given a wide ball. Actually, sorry, my apologies. I thought it was a penalty, and it's not. The way he signalled it first, but it's a wide ball. I thought it might have been a foot block there on James O'Donnell, but it's not. It's a wide ball. So the score remains 1-1 to the Parnells. No score to the McBrides. So Parnells on the attack. Carl Healy now, the man that set up the first score, into Garrett Devlin from Tyrone. Appeared in last year's Junior All-Ireland final. This one left-footed straight into Owen Swan's hands. And the McBrides can build from the back. And here comes Aidan Cosgrove. Aidan now down the far side of the field. He's been tackled by Rory Cunningham. But Aidan gets the better of him. Gives a long ball in towards, looks like Patrick Chambers. And that's going to be a goal. It's a goal for James O'Donnell. James O'Donnell, the number 13, with the blonde head, into the back of the Parnells net, and that was all a little bit too easy for the McBrides there. Really sharp counter-attack, beautiful long ball in, and it found Adam Barrett, and he fed the ball off to James O'Donnell, who found the back of the net. So it's a fast start for the Parnells, but the McBrides getting themselves back into it once again. Here comes Adam Barrett once again, the number 10, feeds it off. Oh, another chance, but the goalkeeper, John Cunningham, Shrek, does really well there. Really brave, going out at the feet of the McBrides lad, and managed to get a hand on it and saved it. And the referee calls back the play there. Looks like it might be a free in for overcarrying, I think. And it's going to be a free into the McBrides, and Adam Barrett will take it. Great to be back, folks, after a 3-week break. I had 3 weeks. Mary is there saying she's so happy I'm back. She's not really. She held the fort for me really well, and fair play to Nikki, and how are ya? Done a great job, and young Colvey from Westport done a great job as well. Connor, of course, and Connor went back the same day as I came came out here, came back here. So I think Connor is coming back. So if you're looking in, Connor, thanks a million for deputising, and thanks for getting me to the airport on time that evening that I was going home, only for you. I'd been booking another flight, I'd say, but fair play to you. Hope to see you out here again next week with the help of God. So it's going to be a free down to the Parnells, and it's Stephen McCreesh with the blonde hair. Stephen now looks over the far side of the field, sees his midfield partner, Carl Healy. Gathers possession, looks up, looks for a runner. Nothing happening yet. Johnny Craven is there in the corner. Ops instead for Declan Broderick. How are you? And Declan gets it back. Brave as a lion, fair play to him. His mum Katrina is out. I met her last night in Lanigan's. She's out for a few weeks, so welcome Katrina to a beautiful sunny Chicago. Beautiful day here, about 78 or 80 degrees, sunshine and very low humidity, which is the most important thing. Ball bounces there over Adam Barrett's head, and the Parnells come away with it. Ball is cleared out this side of the field, out to Stephen McCreesh once again. Stephen right foot, it's a beautiful ball right into the breadbasket. Garrett Devlin will gather this. He's a handful as Devlin, and here comes the number 11. Beautiful goal there, beautiful score by Rory Cunningham. Rory got the ball, lovely move there, great pass by Stephen McCreesh, and found Garrett Devlin. Garrett, great target man, strong on the ball, offloaded it to Rory Cunningham, and Rory made absolutely no mistake. Beautiful finish right into the bottom right hand corner of the net. The kick out again a little bit dodgy, and it's gone out over the sideline. It's going to be a line ball down to the Parnells here, and they lead by 1 goal. It's 2 goals and a point, 1 goal and a point after about 5 or 6 minutes of play. It's a fast start indeed by both teams. The Parnells especially got off to a flyer, scoring a goal and a point, and then the McBrides got themselves back into it. But it looks like it's going to be a really open and attacking game of football. Garrett Devlin, left-footed. That's a beautiful looking kick, and that's straight over the bar, I think. I'm just waiting for the umpire. Yeah, he's given the signal. So a beautiful score there by Garrett Devlin. And Garrett, very experienced campaigner. He's been out here 3 or 4 times now, the last 3 or 4 years, and loves it out here, of course. And hello to the missus at home. She's looking in. The hubby is doing the business so far. So great start by Garrett and the Parnells boys. Here comes Patrick Chambers. And Patrick from Newport gets the ball away fast. And here comes Cathal O'Connor. Cathal gives it inside. Oh, it's a great save, James O'Donnell, but they get a second chance. And it's in the back of the net. It's finished there to the back of the net. On the far side by the McBrides. Another goal by Cathal O'Connor, I think it was, that finished it. And all of a sudden it's 2 goals and 1 point to 2 goals and 2. It's like a soccer game. Airdon, thank you so much. There's almost 8. In fact, there is just 8 minutes gone in the game. Airdon, our official timekeeper here, sitting beside me, keeping me company. Couldn't be in better hands here. Surrounded by 2 beautiful women. I think I'm in paradise. The Lord save us and bless us. Here comes the Parnells once again. Carl Healy. That's the ball and gets the return pass. Looks across to his midfield partner. Decides instead to go for Garrett Devlin. Devo now. Lovely little jink and a solo there. Gets a yard or 2. And a beautiful pass across to the midfielder once again. Carl Healy. Lovely dummy. Back onto his left foot. Kicks it high and straight over the bar. That's a good score from the midfielder. Carl Healy. He's made a bright start to this game. He's contributed an assist for the first goal, and he's after tipping over a point there, so it's a nice score there for the midfielder for the Parnells. 2 goals and 3 points to 2 goals and 1. Poor kick out once again from Owen Swan. Straight to Carl Healy. Carl chips it high, but this time it comes short and down into the scoreboard end. Owen Swan gets the ball away, out as far as Oisin O'Donnell. Oisin now looks up, goes long, but it's going to be a defender's ball here, I think. But no, it's robbed there by Cathal O'Connor for the McBrides, but poor pass. But it's misjudged, and it might come yet for the McBrides, but the referee says touched on the ground there by Malcolm Travers. the number 3 for the Parnells. And it's going to be a free in, and it's soft free enough there, I thought, really. But anyway, Adam Barrett, the number 10 for the McBrides, is going to take it to put it back to a 1 point game, and Julie obliges. Martin Delaney, the referee today, the man in green in the middle of the field, deputising as always here. The evergreen Marcin. Yeah, a little bit corny, I know. Yeah, it sort of sucked, that comment. Oh, ball is intercepted there over the far side of the field by Michael Malloy. And it's kicked in high, and it's gone out to the left, and it's gone wide. So it's 2 goals and 2 points to 2 goals and 3. As I said, just back from a 3-week break in Ireland, where I brought 5 sisters round on a tour of Ireland. Went very successfully. They nearly killed me drinking, the Lord save us. They really got a flavour for Irish hospitality, that's for sure, and they learned me a thing or two, but it was a very enjoyable trip. Came across a few great characters. There'll be a few stories, I'm sure, to be told at half time, but I had a great night with my nephew, 2 nights with my nephew Kieran in Galway, and his friend Larry Conlon. Larry showed me a whole new way of drinking, that's for sure. Ended up in the Keys one night and the Dowell Bear another night. The Lord save us, chatting up French women. But anyway, fair play to them. They know how to enjoy themselves. So thanks, boys, for a couple of great nights. And looking forward to seeing you out here. Larry, in fact, spent a week out here, I think, there a week ago. So hope you had a great time, Larry, out in the Windy City. And enjoyed yourself, and hopefully you'll be back again sometime very soon. That's the Parnell's second wide of the game, and it's come off Patrick Chambers, the linesman says, and it's going to be a line ball down to the Parnells. The cornerback and Patrick Chambers getting to know one another. A bit of a kick out there, but Johnny Craven underneath this dropping ball, but the cornerback there, Bill O'Donoghue, breaks it away from him, and Johnny gives him the haymaker, and Martin Delaney gives a free in, or else I think he might be given a line ball maybe, but it comes back anyways to Carl Healy. Carl, who's had a really good game for the Parnell so far, gets a nice ball into Rory Cunningham, and Rory kicks it high and straight over the black spot. That's a nice score for the Parnells, and it puts it out again to a 2-point game. Well done, boys. How's things, Owen? Owen McLaughlin down there, famous Mayo footballer, and we'll be talking to him at half time. Is that Tommy Conroy that's beside you? I think it might be. So hopefully we'll get the boys up at half time and have a chat with them. And here comes the McBrides on the attack again. Adam Barrett. Adam now streaking through the centre of the defence here. No one near him. And puts a beautiful right-footed kick, curls it right over the black spot over John Cunningham's head and over the bar. Beautiful score there by the McBrides. And it's 2 goals and 3 points to 2 goals and 4. 1 point the difference. And some expert assistance here. Thank you, Aaron. It's 13 and a half minutes gone in this first half. The McBrides and the Parnells playing in this intermediate semi-final. The Parnells are playing down towards the scoreboard end, the McBrides towards the patio end. The wind is probably favouring the Parnells, I think, in this first half. It's blown towards, sort of across the field, but towards that scoreboard end, and helping them a little bit in this first half as they come on the attack again. But that ball goes astray. It goes straight to Mel Dermody. Mel Dermody, the Longford man from North Longford, and it's come in there. Oh, it's a beautiful goal. Another goal for the McBrides. Michael Malloy sticks it in the back of the net, and certainly when the McBrides break quickly, they create chances, and there's goals galore going in at the moment. We've got 5 already, and it's 3 goals and 3 points to 2 goals and 4. That's 12 points to 10, and 2-point lead all of a sudden now for the McBrides. They've overturned that deficit, so the Parnells have the hill to climb once again. John Cunningham from Cavan with the kick out. He finds Rory Gallagher, or Rory Gallagher says Rory Cunningham, I should say, And in turn, the ball is fed in towards Garrett Devlin. Garrett turns onto that left foot. A low bullet of a shot, and it's straight over the black spot. And a beautiful score from Garrett Devlin, the man that appeared in last year's All-Ireland junior final. His team from Tyrone, around Stewartstown, were defeated, unfortunately, by Fossa, David Clifford and Paddy Clifford's club. Narrowly defeated, I might add. But here comes the Parnells once again, as Malcolm in the middle from Westport breaks out, gives the ball across to Stephen. This is, Garrett Devlin has it again in the back of the net. He's absolutely deadly. Beautiful bit of body work there from Garrett Devlin. He held off the number 4 Joe Gardner and managed to get the ball into his breadbasket and buried it in the back of the net. Really good goal there from Garrett Devlin, the Tyrone man. Beautiful score. Lovely ball in once again by Carl Healy, the midfielder, who's having a great game for the Parnells so far. But this time, Owen Swan gets his kickouts correct, and Cathal O'Connor picks it up, lays it off to Adam Barrett. Adam now gives it to Patrick Chambers. Patrick now waltzing straight through this defence. Another goal! Oh my God, it's like an under-14 game here. There's goals flying in left, right and centre. It's unbelievable. Whatever Owen McLaughlin said to the boys anyways before the game, it's working because there's goals flying in. Tommy Conroy, I thought they called you Tommy Goals. They wouldn't hold a candle to you, or you wouldn't hold a candle to them. Lord save us and bless us. Another goal for the McBrides. It's 4 goals and 3 points, which is 15 points to 3 goals and 5. 15 plays 14. It's a point game, and the McBrides lead it. A really excellent game of football so far. It's wide open. Beautiful fetch there in the middle of the field by Joe Gardner. Joe lays it off. Comes to Adam Barrett. Adam Barrett now right-footed, trying to curl it in, and he curls it over the bar. A beautiful score once again by the number 10 there for the McBrides, Adam Barrett. He's had a great game so far. A beautiful score off his right. 4 goals and 4 points. 16 points. Plays 3 goals and 5, which is 14. 16 to 14. Huge score early on in this second half. We're about 20 minutes into it. First half, I should say. Jesus, it looks like a second half score. Mary is right. I'm getting all screwed up here. But anyway, really great game of football so far. High entertainment. Hope you're enjoying it, folks, at home, wherever you're watching it, any part of the world. We're here live from Chicago, Gaelic Park, once again on this last Sunday in June. Reek Sunday, we used to call it at home, or July even. And Reek Sunday, it was thousands and thousands of people climbing Croagh Patrick today, from early morning. So hopefully all got up and down safely. Hopefully you had a great time, and hopefully there was a great view of it. I was at the base of Croagh Patrick about 2 weeks ago, and I couldn't see a steam. There was nothing but cloud, rain, wind, everything. I did not climb it, Mary. I went up about 3 steps and I got cardiac arrest, or threatened cardiac arrest, and I said I better come down out of here before I make an ape out of myself. Anyway, the referee is going to have a word in there, and he didn't like the challenge there. I think of the cornerback for the McBrides. Sorry, it's the centre back, Rory McNally, and he's going to give a free in to the Parnells. And Garrett Devlin has the ball, but he decides to hand it off to Rory Cunningham. And yeah, it's going to be a free in now. So the Parnells will be looking to try and even up the scores here, or get one back. Rory, but that's off the outside of his left foot, and as I said before, I think last year, God rest my grandmother, she'd probably do better than that. But nonetheless, Rory has had a very good first half so far. About 22 or 23 minutes gone, and in fact it's 18 and a half minutes gone, almost 19. There's so much for my instincts. Owen Swan's kick out is eventually the breaking ball comes to Patrick Chambers. Chambers now on the way through. He gives it off. Oh, beautiful bit of hand passing here. It could be another goal, but no, it's the John Cunningham done really well. He came in a sliding tackle there to dispossess James O'Donnell. James O'Donnell now on the in-line, trying to get around his marker, but Martin Delaney says, hold on, folks, it's going to be a free there. There was a couple of fouls, so it's going to be a free in to the McBrides, and surely it's only a very easy opportunity here to stretch their lead once again. but very close to another goal opportunity there for the McBrides. The Parnell's defence opened up like the Red Sea when Moses lifted his stick. The Lord save us. It's goals galore here. It's like a Premier League game rather than an intermediate championship match. But nonetheless, Adam Barrett does the needful and chips it over the bar. Another score for the McBrides, and that pushes out their lead now. 4 goals and 5 points, 17 points to 3 goals and 5, which is 14 points. So a 3-point lead for the McBrides then, as we go into the second half of this first half. John Cunningham, Shrek we call him, the greatest plumber ever created, is going to take this kick out all the way from Calvin. Goes short this time, and over there it's Gerard O'Neill. He gives it over this side of the field to Sean Dunleavy. In fact, it's not, it's Carl Healy, the midfielder, who gets it back to Shrek. Takes a solo, nice and cool. Decides to use Gerard O'Neill once again. Long ball over this side, once again to Carl Healy, the midfielder. And he takes on Michael Malloy. And Patrick Chambers back there, trying to pressure the defence and overturn it. But the referee says a foul there. There was a hand on the shoulder, and it's going to be a free out to the Parnell. So welcome bit of relief there. And it's going to be a free out here. And it's going to be Carl Healy that takes it. Nice ball down, finds Garrett Devlin. Garrett straight away onto the right foot, gives a lovely ball in towards Rory Cunningham. Rory now gone into the full forward position for now. Lovely left-footed kick, and it's a beauty straight over the bar. Really good game of football, this, folks. Really two evenly matched teams, but they're two very, very attack-minded teams, and certainly when they make that transition from a defence into attack, they create chances galore. So we're back to a 2-point game, 4 goals and 5, 17 points to 15, 3 goals and 6 in favour of the McBrides as they play down towards the patio end. Cathal O'Connor, right-footed, in towards James O'Donnell. James is fouled, pushing the back there by Gerard O'Neill, and it's going to be a free in, and Adam Bennett is going to have a crack again into a breeze. He's just outside the 45, so it's about 46 or 7 metres out into the wind. It's going to take a big boot to get this one all the way over the bar. John Cunningham wipes his brow in the goal for the Parnells. Great Parnell stalwart, John. Adam decides to go short, gets the ball back, gets the return, takes on a couple of Parnells defenders, makes a bit of room for himself, right-footed. Oh, it's dangerous. Oh, really well intercepted there on the line. That was heading for the back of the net. Tommy Conlon got in the way there and just fell into his breadbasket and stopped a certain goal because the full forward, Cathal O'Connor, had got a hand to it, and it was gone in over Shrek's head. So really well done there. And Tommy Conlon saves the day, but the Parnells turn defence straight into attack. And here they come now. But the ball goes astray. Johnny Stones is not able to get a hand on it, and the McBride's defence managed to get the ball clear, and it comes out as far as James O'Donnell. James O'Donnell now down the far side of the field. Over there being challenged hard by Malcolm. Malcolm in the middle from Westport. And eventually the ball comes back to Patrick Chambers with the trademark pink boots. I'll have to have a word with him afterwards about them yokes. Not too many pink boots around that part of Mayo, but he's certainly setting a trend. 23, almost 24 minutes gone. Thank you, Aaron. And the McBrides build patiently. Ball goes back into the middle of the field, and it comes to Rory McNally. Rory McNally gives it back again to Joe Gardner. John Gardner, I should say. John gets it off there to Cathal O'Connor. Cathal is fouled, and Martin Delaney says no to the Parnells lads. He fouled him, and it's going to be a free in. Patrick Chambers over the far side of the field. Good mates with me nephew Kieran. Hello to Kieran Milan and to Larry Conlon, all in Galway. They're looking forward to the Galway races next week, as I'm sure many thousands of people are. I'm sure it promises to be a great week. If there's any tips going a begging, please feel free to let me know, as this trip to Ireland has to be paid for some way. There has to be some succour got at some stage, but anyway, here come the Parnells. Oh, mistake there by Gerard O'Neill, but lucky to get away with it, as John Gardner went in with the foot and fouled his man, and in turn it's going to be a foul by Garrett Devlin there on Aidan Cosgrove. Aidan will have his hands full with Garrett. Garrett is certainly up for the battle today, there's no doubt about it. As the McBrides come and build again from the back, Patrick Chambers from Newport takes his time. Good footballer, this lad. Played underage for Mayo. Gets the McBrides going again. And Aidan Cosgrove. Aidan gives a nice little dinky pass in to the full forward, Cathal O'Connor, who's adjudged to be pushed in the back. The Parnells boys don't really agree with it, but why would they? And it hands a golden opportunity once again to Adam Barrett to clip this one over John Cunningham's crossbar. 4 goals and 5 points, 17 points to 3 goals and 6 to 15. So this is a chance to put 3 points once again between them. Up he comes, right-footed, and it sails beautifully straight between the posts. So then 3 points the difference once again. 4 goals and 7 to 3 goals and 6. Sorry, 4 goals and 6 to 3 goals and 6. There is 3 points between them. Kick out taken by John Cunningham, dropping down towards Stephen McCreesh, but he's challenged there. Oh, but he gets the foot in, and the referee said no, he shouldn't have gone for that ball, and John Gardner held tough, and Martin Delaney is going to have a word with Stephen McCreesh, tell him to calm down and to not be to doon the veil, as they say back home. So it's free down to the McBrides, and they'll get a chance again to build another attack and maybe create another scoring opportunity as they look for a ball here. And out it comes. So Aidan Cosgrove will take the free and gives it across, gets the return once again, and away he goes on his bike down through the middle, right down through the middle. It opens up like the Red Sea once again. He gives it off to Patrick Chambers. Patrick Chambers right-footed, but this time it's going to fall short into John Cunningham's hands, and he gets it out, and it's well tackled there by Cathal O'Connor, but the Parnells boys regain possession, and Sean Dunleavy gets it away over this side of the field to Carl Healy. Carl, the number 8, back in his own full back line, fighting hard for possession, and gives a nice pass out this side to Tommy Conlon. Tommy now comes up this side of the field, solos, takes his time, looks up, gives a chip pass, but it's into no man's land, and he was looking for Stephen McCreesh to make a run, and just didn't happen for him. Mix up there in the Parnells attack. Johnny Craven not too happy with it, but here comes the McBrides. Lovely ball down along, and it's into Cathal O'Connor. Crossfield ball there, and it finds Adam Bennett. Adam now, who's been scoring freely, and he finds another free for himself there. He's fouled by the Parnells' Rory Cusack, and free in then about 5 or 6 or 7 yards inside the 45. This one is kickable, even though it's into a breeze. The breeze blowing diagonally across the field from the patio end down towards the scoreboard end. So it's definitely helping the Parnells in this first half, and once again the referee not happy with the pressure of the ball. Val McMahon over there squeezes it to see what he thinks of his ball. I don't know what you think you would, Val, but it doesn't look great from here, but I don't know, whatever you think yourself. Johnny Craven, the number 14 for the Parnells, taking on some much needed water. It's not a very hot day here, but it's a beautiful day. So as I said, a high 70s, lovely breeze blowing straight in the window on top of myself, Mary and Airden here, keeping us cool down. And thank you, Airden. We've almost 30 minutes gone, so we're approaching the end of a very entertaining first half. We've got 7 goals and we've got 12 points. 4 goals and 6 to 3 goals and 6 in favour of the McBrides, as Adam Bennett, almost Johnny Sexton like, swirls that ball and off the upright, off the right hand upright, and it goes out behind and wide. Very unlucky there. Tricky angle, and especially with the breeze, but just didn't give it enough, and hits the post and goes out wide. Opportunity there for the McBrides to put it out to 4 points, but nonetheless, Tommy Scahill with the red head down in front of us, another great Mayo man, and enjoying his summer out here, I'm glad to say, playing with the Parnells. As the McBrides come on the attack again with Patrick Chambers. Patrick Chambers now releases James O'Donnell. James O'Donnell gets a shot away, but it's gone out to the right, and that was a great opportunity once again for the McBrides, but another chance burden there, and the referee, Martin Delaney, decides to call half-time. So after 30 minutes of football here at a very entertaining Chicago Gaelic Park, it's McBride's 4 goals and 6, which is 18 points to the Parnells 3 goals and 6, which is 15. So 18 points to 15 at half time, folks, here in this intermediate semi-final. The winners will go on and play the Patriots in next Sunday's intermediate Chicago final. So it's all to play for now after 30 minutes here. There's only 3 points between them. Parnell's 3 points down, but a really entertaining game of football, and some really great scores being taken here in beautiful conditions here in Oak Forest here in Chicago. So we'll sign off for a couple of minutes, and we'll see if we have a couple of guests, maybe speakers at half time, and we'll be back in just a couple. So bear with us. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back, folks. So we're just waiting the arrival of the teams back out onto the field for the second half of this intermediate semi-final. And you might see on the screen there at half-time we had a couple of benefits that's been up. We're going to talk about them, I think, at half-time in the ladies' game. So if you bear with us, they're two really worthwhile and really good benefits to support if it's possible. But we'll talk about them at half-time in the ladies' game. I know there's somebody coming on. I think Annie Redmond is going to come on and somebody else to give them a bit of a plug. So obviously any support would be really, really gratefully accepted and appreciated. So of course there's always somebody worse off than ourselves, and that's so true. But it's great to be able to help out, and great to be able to help people in need in their hour of need. So anything we can do here to publicise it and give it a plug, we will. Of course, today was a great day back in Dublin, in Croke Park. Dublin and Kerry played the All-Ireland Senior Football Final, and congrats to the Dubs. It was a great performance. It was a great game. Probably the first half a bit cagey, but really a game played at a really high level, high intensity, and great performances across the field from both teams. Paddy Clifford, I thought, played extremely well for Kerry, especially in that second half when it wasn't happening for his brother David. Paul Mannion had a wonderful game for Dublin, but for me, I thought Mick Fitzsimons, full-back for Dublin, was absolutely outstanding. He stuck to David Clifford like a leech, and made life really difficult for David. And we all know the calibre of player he is, but it just didn't happen for him today. I suppose he had a few uncharacteristic wides in that second half, especially, and he gave a wonderful assist for the goal in the first half, but. Ultimately, Dublin, had the horses, and they improved out of all proportion, from where they were in Division 2 earlier on this year. And congratulations to Desi Farrell and to all the backroom team in Dublin. And it was a great performance, and one for the ages. I'm sure there'll be plenty of lads retiring now or thinking about their futures after this, but who cares? It's 9 All-Ireland medals now for a lot of those players, and it's a fantastic achievement. So commiserations to all the Kerry boys. I know there's a bunch of Kerry lads out here, and I'm sure they'll be licking their wounds tonight, but knowing Kerry, 2024 beckons, and they'll certainly be back. So anyway, it was a pleasure watching it this morning, and great game of football to watch, especially that second half, and it was so exciting and so tense as it came towards the end, but Dublin just got over the line and done enough. Anyway, back to matters here, and it's a point for the McBrides straight away, and they lead by 4 goals and 7 points to 3 goals and 6, 4 points the difference. Malcolm comes out with the ball for the Parnells, and they come on the attack now with Rory Cusack. Rory sets it off to Stephen McCreesh. Stephen gives it to his midfield partner. It's a high ball in towards Garrett Devlin. Garrett plucks it out of the sky. Left-footed, beautiful score. This lad is absolutely lethal, and the Parnells will be well advised to give ball in as fast and as often as possible, because Garrett is a proven county footballer at home over the years, and really great club footballer, and he's shown it once again here today. He's a great appetite for the game, loves it, and here comes the Parnells once again. Stephen McCreesh right through the defence here for the McBrides, and blasted into the back of the net, right footed, and waves at the crowd into the bargain. A beautiful goal there by Stephen McCreesh for the Parnells, and brings them right back into it. And after the point that was scored by the McBrides early on in this second half, it's all been cancelled out, and it's a tied game once again. Goal and a point early on for the Parnells brings them right back into it. So it's a draw game, 4 goals and 7 points to 4 goals and 7. This ball kicked out, and it's going to break for the Parnells. And here is Carl Healy. Carl Healy down in front of us here, attacking the patio end. Goes for the return from Rory Cunningham, but it's intercepted really well there by Aidan Cosgrove. Aidan now gets it out there to Patrick Chambers. Patrick now in the middle of the field for the McBrides, trying to set them on the attack once again. Decides to take his time, calm it down a little bit, and gets the ball out over the far side of the field towards Michael Malloy. Michael gives it inside, and it's intercepted there by the fullback, Malcolm. Oh, but Malcolm is adjudged to have overcarried the ball, and he looks in disbelief at Martin Delaney, and he says, "What are you saying?" But Martin says, "I'm the referee now, boss, and I'm given a free, and that's it." Malcolm walks back in disconsolately. I think Malcolm has a record here, Mary and Aaron. I think he's the only footballer I've ever seen given haircuts on the sideline here in Gaelic Park in Chicago. We were here about a month ago, and Malcolm, in fairness to him, I brought him out golfing one day, and he's, in fact, he has 2 records. He's the only man that cuts hair on the sideline, and he's the only man I ever seen to drive the head of a driver farther than a ball after he smashed it on me one day in a golf outing about 6 weeks ago. But anyway, he's a good lad, lovely fella, and that ball is kicked in and over the bar by the McBrides, and they stretch their lead to a point. John Cunningham takes the free quickly, and it's mishandled. Oh, and there might be a hamstring injury there for Kyle Healy, and he'd be a huge loss to the Parnells. The ball comes in. Adam Bennett, from a tight angle. Beautiful goal once again by Adam Bennett. How he squeezed that in past John Cunningham, who made himself as big as he possibly could in the Parnells goal, but it's a great score for the McBrides, and it all stemmed from a bit of just a mishandling error there from Carol Healy out on this side, and he felt his hamstring there, and he seems to be moving a little gingerly, shaking his head. I don't think he's 100% as the ball is kicked out over the far side, and the substitute Patrick McAndrew, but he loses it, and here comes the McBrides once again, and they're in on goal once again. Oh, off the crossbar, and that was very, very close there, and it was Cathal O'Connor in the finish who had the shot on goal, and it had John Cunningham beaten all ends up, but it struck the crossbar and eventually ended up over the bar. So injury to one of the defenders in there. I think it might be the number 5, Tommy Conlon. Maybe that's down. Seemed to get a bit of a hit, and he's down at the moment. And Catherine Gillen, the physio for the Parnells, who's getting married at the end of beginning of September, Labour Day weekend. Catherine and Pat Cahill, or Cahill as we call him back home, are tying the knot, and I'm sure it's going to be a great day, wedding out here in Gaelic Park. So we'll have a knees up that day for sure. Might even get young Quinn out dancing on the floor that day. Yeah, play your cards right. Yeah, I'm known for my rumba. Anyway, on with the football. John Cunningham kicks the ball out. The margin is out to 5 now. 5 goals and 9 points to 4 goals and 7. Parnells come on the attack, and they'll need scores to get themselves back into the game. Johnny Craven from Galway. Oh, and that pass almost made it to Stephen McCreesh, but really well cut out there for the McBrides lads. And Rory McNally comes forward with the ball, gives a lovely pass in towards Cathal O'Connor. Cathal gets it in front of Gerard O'Neill, and gives a crossfield pass all the way over to Mel Dermody. Mel lets it fall, but eventually gets the ball back, and he's tackled hard there by the Parnells boys, and Parnells turn over the ball. Stephen Staunton there done some good work off the ball. Anyway, on we go with Carl Healy. Seems to have recovered from his hamstring scare. Oh, that's a dodgy ball, but fair play to Garrett Garrett Devlin. Garrett gets the ball back, gives it to Carl Healy. Carl Healy almost lets it slip out of his hand, but he gets a right-footed shot away, and that goes out to the right, and it just passes the post and wide. Yeah, the Parnells needed a score there. 5 points the difference. It's the widest the margin has been since the game started. So the McBrides really playing well in this second half. Responded well to that goal from the Parnells in the first few minutes of the second half here, and They have a lead now of 5 points, 5 goals and 9 to 4 goals and 7. Referee says it's going to be a line ball down to the Parnells, even though the McBrides are protesting. And it's going to fall on deaf ears. It's going to be a Parnells ball. And ball is kicked all the way over this side of the field to Stephen Staunton. Substitute, brought in early in the second half. Oh, but he loses it, but he's adjudged to have fouled his man. And Patrick Chambers looks for the free kick to be taken quickly, but decides to take his time and finds Adam Bennett. Adam, with his man on the ground, Malcolm, loses his footing. Adam gets it onto his left foot, and that won't curl in enough, and it's gone out to the left and wide. Poor wide there from Adam Bennett. He's had a great game so far, but not one of his better efforts there. So it remains a 5-point game as John Cunningham from Cavan prepares to kick the ball out once again. Parnells will be anxious to get the next score here, and that's a nice mark out there on the far side of the field by the Parnells lads. I think it might have been Tommy Conlon, possibly, that made that catch. John Cunningham playing the extra man. Goalkeeper playing fly goalkeeper. Comes out, crosses his own 45, heads for the midfield, crosses midfield, and now into attack territory as the McBride's defence come to meet him. Johnny Craven gets it. Back it goes to Rory Cunningham off the outside of his left foot, and Garrett Devlin manages to get it, and Garrett is adjudged to be fouled there by 2 McBride's defenders, and the referee says it's a free in, and Garrett chips it nicely with the left foot over the bar. 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes gone, thank you Aaron, in this second half. The deficit is cut to 4 points, 5 goals and 9 to 4 goals and 8. 4 points the difference then in favour of John McBride's. Nice kick out there from Owen Swan. He finds Aidan Cosgrove around the middle of the field, but that pass goes astray, and it comes to Sean Dunleavy. Sean then gives a long ball out. Ooh, that's going to be a free surely. Yeah, and the Parnells lad was taken out of it, but the McBride's lad came out the worst of it. And there's going to be a bit of attention now as Martin Delaney goes over the far side of the field to see how and check on the welfare of the McBride's lad, who got a fair wallop there. And I think we have a substitute on for the McBrides. Orden Burke, I think, is the man that's in, number 18. And just looking to see who went off there. I'm not sure yet. So, a 4-point game, and it's a free down to the Parnells. And thankfully, the McBride's lad is okay, taking his time. But on we go. Here come the Parnells then, driving forward through Cahill Burke. Cahill gives it to Rory Cunningham. Rory now gives it to Sean Dunleavy. Sean, this athletic cornerback, gives it off there to the midfielder, Carl Healy. Carl now over to his partner in midfield, Stephen McCreesh. Stephen looks up at the post, dummies nicely off his right foot, decides to take his time and gives it outside there, but it's dropped. And the McBrides regain possession through Michael Malloy. Michael Malloy gives it off there to Adam Barrett. Adam gives it out the far side of the field here to the substitute Orden Burke. Orden now gives a lovely right-footed pass, and it's straight through Michael Malloy. Michael Malloy, surely another goal here. Great save by John Cunningham. Brilliant save there by the goalkeeper for the Parnells. Shrek makes a wonderful save, but Adam Bennett gets it back, gives it inside again to Michael Malloy, only blazes it wide. Cahill O'Connor, in fact, blazes it wide off his right foot. Oh my God, it was almost easier to score than to miss, but a let off there, but a great save by John Cunningham. I'll tell you, they'll be buying him bottles of Bud Light in Lanigan's tonight for if they win this one, I'll tell you that much, because that was a point blank save there by the Cavan man in the Parnells goal. Surely saved the Parnells a goal there for sure, and really brave. Got down, got to the ball and saved it, and eventually the ball goes out behind and wide. So it remains a 4-point game, 5 goals and 9 to 4 goals and 8 in favour of the McBrides. So a big shout out. I know there was a big night in Tulse last night. Inda Byrne and Eileen were 40 years married, and they had a big night in O'Connor's in Tulse last night. So a big congratulations to both Inda and Eileen and all the family, all the Byrne family at home. And I'm sure it was a wonderful night. I'd love to have been there, but unfortunately duty calls back here in Chicago. So I'm sure it wasn't an early quit last night, and I'm sure there's a few sick heads around Tulse this morning, but I hope you all had a wonderful night. Also a big thank you to all the Merry Plough boys who gave us a wonderful night up in Dublin last Wednesday night. Liam Hanahan and Tom and Dermot and Luke and all the staff there in the Merry Plough boy, they were fantastic, and they gave us a wonderful night. My sister Ursula brought my mother Rita up, 92 years of age. She drank me under the table. Couldn't keep in with her, drinking whiskey and 7-Up. The Lord save us. She put me down. Not too many women have managed that feat, but she managed it. But it was a wonderful night's entertainment in the Merry Plough boy. If you ever get a chance, folks, make your way up to Rathfarnham in Dublin and have a visit with the boys. It's a fantastic night out, and they're really, really great fellas, and looking forward to meeting them and seeing them out in Chicago again next February on their annual pilgrimage out here, and looking forward to it. So thanks once again to all for a great night's entertainment that night, as Martin Delaney blows his whistle and decides that McBride's lads were fouled, and it's going to be a free in, and Adam Bennett once again will try and add to his tally of frees right on the 45, and it's pretty much dead straight in the centre of the field. So wind assisted, looking to put it out again to 5 points here. Here he comes, right footed, up she goes, but it's going out to the left and it's gone wide. So then on we go. John Cunningham will get us underway again with another kick out. The Parnells will be really looking to win this ball now and get some scores on the board. John goes short, out to his cornerback, Gerard O'Neill. Gerard gets it away then to Rory Cusack. Rory now looks for support, gets it, and it's Rory Cunningham into Johnny Craven. Johnny gets it away, and Rory Cunningham once again gets it in this fair corner here down the patio end, right footed, decides to go for it, and that's a really great score, beautiful score. And the crowd here, who's beginning to fill up in the bleachers to my left, really appreciated that score. That's a beautiful score from the centre forward there for the Parnells, Rory Cunningham. Off his right, curled it in on the breeze, beautiful score. 5 goals and 9 points to the Parnells, to the McBrides, 4 goals and 9 to the Parnells. 3 points the difference as we approach the final quarter, the final chapter in this semi-final. 16 and a half minutes almost gone, thank you Aaron, of this enthralling intermediate semi-final. Both teams vying for a place in the final next Sunday against the Patriots to become intermediate Chicago champions. So the big carrot is there, and the McBrides so far are answering the call, but the ball almost breaks down there, but it comes back to Adam Barrett once again, and that ball goes out to the left and it goes wide. And in fact it was Oisin Corcoran, another substitute, on for the McBrides, that took that shot and failed to connect. Number 21 is on. Sean Nevin is on for the Parnells, and for the final 15 or 16 minutes of this game, hopefully he'll be hoping to put some scores on the board. In it goes, and John Cunningham deals with this. In fact it was a 45, I'm sorry, for the McBrides. Oh, Patrick Chambers there attacking the ball and wins himself a free, and the Parnells boys were waiting for the ball there instead of attacking it, but Patrick, in fairness to him, went for the ball and was fouled, and this is a very kickable free, about 30 yards out I'd say, over on this side of the field, kicking towards the scoreboard end. The wind is a little tricky, It's blown across the field from the if you can imagine the opposite side to where we are. It's blown towards us. Trying to describe it here, but it's not working out too good for me. But yeah, sort of east to west. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, it's an east-west wind. Yeah. Yeah. Bit of a meteorologist here. You'd want to be a bit of a meteorologist, I think. So it's going to be a free in eventually when all the rubbing and everything is done by the physios. They've been busy today. Few tired, achy bones out there, I'm sure. But eventually it's going to be a free in to the McBrides and an opportunity to put 4 points once again between them. Adam Barrett, he's been good off the freeze today, and great chance for him to stick 4 points between them once again. Big kick coming up here off his right, awkward angle, but it seems to be going the right direction, and it's a good score. Adam Barrett puts it over the bar, beautiful score there, and he pushes the lead out again to 4 points. So then the Parnells once again find themselves in a 4-point deficit, and John Cunningham looks to see if there's any runners. Substitute coming in there for the Parnells, Conall McGee, the number 20, comes on, and with a pair of orange boots on him. You want to be very brave or very good to wear a pair of boots like that. Anyway, free out. Malcolm has it. Malcolm, the man from Westport, the barber of Seville, I called him before. Takes it, right-footed. Down it comes into the substitute. And here comes the Parnells now on the attack. And that's surely a push in the back, and Martin Delaney agrees. And a foul there on Rory Cusack as he was going right through the defence. Two McBride's men descended on him, and Garrett Devlin now will take responsibility here about 35 yards out, just outside the D, just to the left of the post. And surely this is a great opportunity to bring it back to a 3-point game. So then the Parnells and the McBrides are very much locked together. Very close game, this one. Oh dear, Garrett, that's not one of your best ones. That one off the outside of his outside of his left foot, and it goes out to the left and wide. Great chance there for the Parnells to bring it back to a 3-point game, but unfortunately it was spurred in there by the Tyrone man. But not to worry, he's been excellent all the way through this game, and he's been really dangerous when he gets the ball. And the McBrides build from the back again. So here comes the McBrides. I just got a text message there from Steve Fahey confirming my suspicions about the great night in Tulls last night. Thank you, Steve. Hope you all had a great night. He said there are a few sore heads around Tulls. O'Connor's was absolutely jammed last night, and Inda was in great form. Well, that's great to hear. Jumbo, as I affectionately know him, he was the first man to bring me out to Chicago all those years ago, out to John Conroy. And Inda and Eileen have been really great friends down through the years. A wonderful couple, and they certainly deserve all the great treatment that I'm sure that they got last night. And hopefully they had a wonderful night and all enjoyed themselves. So all the best to Inda and Eileen, and hope to see you soon as the Parnells break up that attack. And Malcolm, the barber of Seville from Westport, comes on the attack straight down the middle, running hard at this McBride's defence, gets round 2-3 men, gives the ball off to the centre forward Rory Cusack. He makes inroads along the end line, gives a fisted pass across. Oh, but the goalkeeper done really well there, done really well, and the referee said no, it wasn't handled on the ground. The McBrides break out of defence as they come to attack themselves. Malcolm seems to have injured himself there. He's hobbling a bit on his left foot, but the McBrides have it now, and they'll look to attack as Orden Burke gets it, but gives it away to Stephen McCreesh. Stephen now with the blonde head is fouled by Orden Burke right on the 45, and the referee calls him back and says no, you've got to take it from the right position. There's 4 points the difference. 4 points the Parnells are behind, but they're threatening, and with Gavin Devlin or Garrett Devlin in full forward, anything is possible, folks, because this lad is absolutely lethal, and he's been very closely attended back there by Oisin O'Donnell and Joe Gardner. And he's going to take a bit of minding as Stephen McCreesh, right-footed, kicks this one in, but it's gone out to the right and it's gone wide. Wasteful the last couple of minutes there by the Parnells, a couple of poor wides when they need scores. 4 points the margin, and about 10 minutes plus injury time to go. In fact, less, 23 minutes gone in this second half, thanks Airdon. So 7 minutes plus injury time left in this intermediate semi-final, which the McBrides lead by 4 points, and they come on the attack again. Here comes Orden Burke running right through the defence there, but he's hauled down there. In fact, it was Oisin Corcoran, and hauled down just outside the 45, and Martin Delaney will have a word, I think, and just showing them exactly where the free is going to be taken from, and the substitute, in fact no, it's Malcolm, the Barbara Seville, is going into the notebook, and Martin Delaney, he hasn't used much ink today, in fairness. It's been a very clean sporting game, and some hard hits all right, but fair hits, and two very committed teams here and two very good teams, it must be said. It's going to be tough on one of them that'll come out second best, but that's the way, the nature of the game, as Adam Barrett then with that trademark swoosh rugby-like, kicks it high up into the blue sky and straight over the bar. Beautiful score there by Adam Barrett once again. He's answered the call from distance and puts the game out again to a 5-point margin. 5 goals and 11 to 4 goals and 9. We've got a ladies cup game coming up after this game, folks, and then we have the senior semi-final between John McBride's and the Pierces to see who will go forward to the Chicago senior final to play the Wolf Tones. But here comes the Parnells. Ball is given away, unfortunately for them, and it's the McBrides then coming away with it, and Aidan Cosgrove gives it across into the middle of the field to Orden Burke. Orden Burke, diagonal ball, beautiful across there, and it's a high challenge surely. Once again, it's a high challenge there by Sean Dunleavy on the substitute, Oisin Corcoran. Oisin is causing all sorts of problems there. He's a big man, but he's very mobile, and Sean Dunleavy, I think, will get his name taken here, and it's going to be a free into the McBrides, pretty much exactly the same position as Adam Barrett scored his last free from. So 5 points to margin. If they get this, it'll be 6, and it's going to be tough to see the Parnells coming back unless they get goals in the last 6 or 7 minutes. So Parnell's season is pretty much on the line after 26 minutes of this second half. 4 points, 5 points to margin. Adam Barrett with that trademark cradling of the ball, kicks it right-footed, and it's exactly the same result as before. It's a beautiful kick straight over the black spot, and certainly now the Parnells are under serious pressure. John Cunningham, player manager here, and looking to get his charges away again, but the McBrides are on a full press here, and John hesitant to pick that one up because it wasn't inside the 21, but here comes the McBrides, and surely they can seal it here with a goal. Oh, it's blocked. Great block there by the Parnells lads, and eventually it's fisted in and fisted over the bar, but very dangerous there by the Parnells, and almost a game-ending score there by the McBrides, and eventually it went over the bar. John Cunningham takes the kick out quickly, and here comes the Parnells, but they need goals at this stage. They're down now by 7 points, and foul there called by Martin Delaney, and number 20 Conor McGee gives it in long in towards Garrett Devlin, but Garrett won't get to it this time, and eventually it's cleared out this side of the field, and Mel Dermody gets it for the McBrides, gives it down long to Oisin Corcoran. Oisin takes on his man Rory Cusack and beats him. Oisin now going towards goals, turns back, looks for support, gets it off Orden Burke. Orden Burke right-footed. That's a beautiful score by Orden Burke. Really great score. 5 goals and 14 points to the McBrides, which is 29 points to 4 goals and 9, which is 21. So it's an 8-point game. and it's not looking good for the Parnell season here. Their season could be completely over now in a few minutes as Hightower comes in, as Nicky calls him, and he gets the ball away nicely. Here comes the Parnells though on the attack. Ball is blocked down really well there, and it's going to be a sideline ball to the Parnells with about 4 minutes plus injury time left in this game. Ball is kicked in low, and it's Malcolm, the Barber of Seville. The Barber of Westport gets it off to Stephen McCreesh. Stephen McCreesh now going right through the heart of the defence, gets it off to the number 20. Here it comes. Oh, it's flashed right across the face of goal there by Connell McGee. Connell with an opportunity there, but couldn't make it, unfortunately. And that's another poor wide, really, in the circumstances by the Parnells. They've had 4 or 5 opportunities in this second half, and they've really not taken any of them. So an 8-point game, and it's difficult to see the Parnells getting back into it. They need a goal, and they need it fast. In fact, they need 3 of them. 28 minutes, almost 29 minutes gone in this second half, so we've got a minute left plus injury time in this intermediate semi-final. The McBrides lead by 8 points, 5 goals and 14 to 4 goals and 9. 1 goal and 5-point lead. 8 points in anyone's language, as Martin Delaney goes in and checks on the McBride's defender there, make sure he's all right, which he is, I think. And the goalkeeper is taking advantage of a bit of a rub from the physio, as Pat Cronin would say. So then, after that bit of encouragement, Owen Swan with the kick out goes long out the far side of the field, and the referee said the Parnells lad was fouled, and it's going to be a free down to the Parnells, taken quickly there by Sean Nevin. Gives it back to Malcolm. Malcolm from Westport, he's fouled as well, and gets up, and oh jeez, the McBride's lad goes down as if he was shot with a cannonball. But free is quickly taken. Martin Delaney is having none of it. The ball comes across here to Connell McGee. Connell McGee to Stephen McCreesh. Stephen is pushed in the back. I think it's going to be a free in. Yeah, free in. And the Parnells boys want the ball, and they want it quickly. Connell McGee then. Referee brings it forward. Connell gives it to Garrett Devlin. Garrett now will have a pop. Kicks it. And the referee says he wasn't 13 metres away. Garrett gets another chance. He'll have another one with the big left foot, and this time it's deflected in and deflected over the bar. So disappointing in for the Parnells, it looks like. And after such a great season and a promising season last season, unfortunately it looks like their goose could be cooked here, as the McBrides bring on a substitute. And this lad is full of running up and down the field. Number 23, Elliot Lean. Elliot is on for the last couple of minutes as the McBrides get a great mark out there in the middle of the field by Oisin Corcoran. Oisin gives it off over the far side to Adam Barrett. Adam gets it back onto his right foot, and he kicks it in and kicks it in and kicks it over the bar. A beautiful score by Adam Barrett once again. He's been excellent for the McBrides today, kicking some wonderful scores from frees and play, and puts a nail certainly in the McBrides, in the Parnells' coffin anyway, that's for sure. 5-15 to 4-10. 8 points the margin once again, as Stephen McCreesh gets it to Connell McGee. Connell down along the line, back to Stephen. He's about to be challenged, but soccer style, beautiful skill. Gets inside his man, but gives a very poor hand pass there towards Rory Cunningham, and it was just a hospital pass, and the McBrides soak it up and they come away with it. Into attack they go through Rory McNally. Rory over the far side of the field gives it to Orden Burke. Orden Burke gives it over this side, facing up his challenger, and eventually it comes back to Adam Barrett. Adam in the middle of the field turns and twists, looks for a bit of room, finds Mel Dermody. Mel from Longford gives a lovely pass in towards Michael Malloy. Michael Malloy can seal it here. It'll come across. Oh, 2 great block down, and eventually Hightower gets it and clears it, and Michael McCreesh is it? No, it's not. It's I think it might be the number 2, Gerard O'Neill, back there in his defence. Gets it away, and the Parnells can come on the attack once again. Rory Cunningham. Rory now to Conall McGee. Conall McGee, he's been bright since he came on. Gives that floated ball. Beautiful catch by Garrett Devlin. Oh, but that's a pull back. Surely it's a penalty. Yes, it's going to be a penalty. And the Parnells man was pulled back there by the neck. A horse collar, you'd call it in American football, as we enter the 34th minute here. And Martin Delaney signals a penalty. And the number 11 for the Parnells, Rory Cunningham. This could be the last action of this intermediate semi-final to put a bit of respectability on the scoreboard for the Parnells. Can Rory Cunningham slot this penalty away with his left foot? Faces up. And it's gone in, would you believe it? Oh, Jesus. I thought Owen Swan had it saved. He sort of fell on top of the ball, but it managed to creep underneath his body, and it's got into the back of the net, and it's a goal for the Parnells. A bit fortuitous, you'd have to say, but nonetheless, 5-10 to 5-15. It's a 5-point margin, and Martin Delaney is looking at his watch. The ref has the whistle in his mouth. Surely not long left now, but he'll let play develop. Conall McGee gets possession around the middle of the field, and here comes the Parnells once again. Garrett Devlin now on the 21-yard line, left-footed once again, pulled back there, and Garrett got a bit over the top there, and he had a bit of a swing, but I think the McBride's boys, in fairness to them, didn't react. They know that the game is probably over, and Garrett's a bit frustrated, as you would be, putting your heart and soul as he does into all these games. But the Parnells certainly put up a wonderful display here today and gave some really great display of score taking, and it's been a really entertaining game of football, as Martin Delaney signals another free in from Adam Barrett over there on the far side of the field, and it's probably going to be the last action of this game, I'd imagine. It's a free in to the McBrides over on the far side, about maybe 35-40 yards out, over near the sideline on the far side of the field, and it's going to be Adam Barrett, the number 10 for the McBrides, who's going to kick it. Owen McLaughlin, the Mayo footballer, is out on the field, acting as water boy. He's doing the Pat Gilroy on it. Probably one of the most famous water boys you'll ever see in Gaelic football today in Croke Park, Pat Gilroy. Yeah, I'd take him as a water boy any day of the week. Pat's a great character, great businessman, and great crack. And congratulations to himself and all the Dublin backroom team today on a wonderful victory in the All-Ireland final over Kerry, as that ball is kicked in by Adam Barrett and kicked straight over the bar. Beautiful score once again by the number 10 for the McBrides. He's been a star today, probably man of the match, I'd say, as John Cunningham prepares to kick out the ball. Out the far side of the field it goes, and it's picked up there. Here come the Parnell. Stephen McCreesh gets it in the middle of the field, beats two men, gives a nice chip pass forward. Ball bounces though, and it won't favour the Parnells lads, and it's full time, says Martin Delaney. He decides to call time on it, and as the Parnells were breaking forward, but it was really immaterial in the end. A 6-point victory for the McBrides, 5 goals and 16 points to 5 goals and 10. It was a really entertaining affair, very high scoring, very entertaining football, and fair play to the McBrides. They came out on top in the end after a really titanic struggle. They got some crucial goals in that second half, and the Parnells, just went a little bit off the boil, and probably just didn't have the horses on the sideline maybe in that second half. But nonetheless, it was a wonderful display by the Parnells. Congratulations to them on their year. I know it's finished a bit earlier than they would have wanted, but nonetheless, it was a tremendous effort. Really entertaining game of football, and well done to both teams. The McBrides go on now to next week's Chicago intermediate final, where they'll meet the Patriots. That's going to be a tough team to beat. Their first team, of course, but it's going to be a hugely entertaining game, and it promises to be a great occasion here. And the county final day is always a wonderful occasion out here in Chicago. So it's going to be a great day next Sunday, and hopefully all of you at home and across the globe will join us for it. We'll have plenty of entertainment, plenty of halftime entertainment, and plenty of people to talk to with plenty of things to say, hopefully. So then, that's our first game of the day, over and done with a victory for the McBrides from the north side of Chicago, beating the Parnells by 6 points. So, hope you enjoyed it, folks. We're going to sign off now for a couple of moments, and we'll be back with you very, very shortly. All right. Thank you. Talk soon. Bye-bye.